If AI can write your post, answer your customers, and even create your logo, what make your brand or even your image feels real anymore? You see, I'm working on the field, and I see a bunch of companies and many brands that are automating content, customer support, and even marketing, the whole marketing services. So, and I, I said to myself, that could be dangerous. That could be really dangerous because there's a risk of kind of sounding robotic, generic, or even in some cases even fake. Um, what I wanted to do in this stream, actually, I want to touch the concept of authenticity, because what I see right now, we're entering AI based economy, but we're not in an AI based economy, not yet, at least. Um, the just the adoption cycle is not there yet. However, because right now we are in an internet-based economy. However, the AI-based economy is coming. It's coming, and it's coming fast. And I see all of those dangerous things that companies and even individuals on an individual basis they're doing with AI, because you know because there's benefits that AI give us, but you know, I think we're not using those benefits, those capabilities of AI in the right way. And in the stream, I kind of show you how to keep your image, your brand authentic in a completely automated world, the AI-based economy that we're entering. So let's jump in. As usually it's the case, I will put myself aside here. There we go. So first things first. This is something that I already said. The temptation of full automation. I see those businesses, they see AI as a shortcut, as a cheap, fast 24 hours, 24 hours 7. It's going to be generated, it's going to automate the whole customer service and everything else. And it's just, I mean, I'm sure you saw right now when you're dealing with shipping companies, the first thing they put in your face is an AI robot, and it takes you at least 20 minutes to get to some customer service agent because there's some mistakes that happen during the shipment process, or the sending process, or whatever it is, doesn't really matter. But I mean, that's kind of a and I know why they do that. They do that to save costs, because instead of having an agent that will be paid $15 an hour, you have a robot that will work 24 hours, 7 days a week, and for the cost will be almost virtually nothing. So, but you know, it tells the customers that the company doesn't care about her or him, basically. So, as an example, all of those auto-generated blogs, AI written customer emails. I mean, I'm sure you saw them. I see them, and what's funny is that when you answer those emails, sometimes they answer back with an AI generated answer, but sometimes it's the person that answers, and the answer is kind of, we see that they don't use highly sophisticated vocabulary. It's kind of crappy and everything. So that's where you understand that, yeah, they're using AI. They don't really care about my time. So why should I care about them? So, even AI social posts, I see them more and more. I mean, it becomes just noise. There's nothing authentic in it. So, the problem is that audience are not stupid. Like, people are not stupid. Customers are not stupid. They're smart. They're smart, and they get spot when it's fake, when you have kind of soulless communication or soulless content. They see it right away. So the key point here is that automation without authenticity just create noise. As I said, it's just noise. It's not create connection. There's no connection at all, and that's something that is could be highly dangerous. Now, what's authenticity really means? What exactly it's all about? My simple definition of authenticity is to showing up as real, consistent, and human. You know, for me, it's all about honesty, transparency, and personality. Real, consistent, and human. That's the three elements that creates basically, authenticity. And as an example, you see people follow influencers. They follow influencers. And if you observe, really, really carefully observe, put aside, some of the highly polished, highly edited video. But when they do streams, you see that, they're not perfect. They're all but imperfect, but they're real. They're real. And they create a connection with you and with the audience and maybe with the customers also. So they're not, corporate robots. They're not, the evening news, where everyone is polished. They need to basically read a script uh, from somewhere. So no, I mean authenticity is the key. Authenticity is the key, and you even see news outlet when people are not reading a script, when they are authentic, when they express their ideas, it attracts a lot of people because it creates connections. Basically, it's psychological. So brands that try to sound kind of too polished, or how can I say that, AI perfect, lose the audience, they lose the customers, they lose people, they just lose people, they're gonna lose people. And that's the authenticity is gonna be the key, basically. So why authenticity is the new differentiator? You see, in the past, company rely or on two aspects. The quality of the product or the service and the price. Quality, price. One of the reasons that we didn't have a lot of products actually, and then you had crappy products and good quality products, and the price wasn't the same. Today, it's kind of, you know, everyone produce everything, So compete on price and quality is not anymore that's sustainable. Um, and it doesn't really create any differentiation with when it comes to your brand. So today, basically, many products feel the same, especially when AI generate the whole thing, the whole content that they needed to be generated. We see it more and more, actually. So trust and loyalty now comes from the feeling of people. How do they respond to what you offer, basically? How do they respond about your brand, about your image? That's really the most important thing. As an example, I could give you, Patagonia. Actually, basically, they build loyalty not by tech, but by value, by the environment. They value its environment and responsibility, basically. And they do partnership with influencers that kind of are the face of their brand, of their company. And you see them doing it all over again. And this is the kind of the company that will thrive and will be kind of there will be, you know equipped when it comes to AI based economy, so to speak. Because in AI based economy, you have to differentiate yourself. It's not when it comes to, it's not just quality and price. Yes, you have quality and price in it, but it's a lot about your image. So one of the insight that I wanted to take away from it is that in an AI saturated market, authenticity by itself becomes the edge. It becomes the most important thing. So the pitfalls of inauthentic automation. You see, you have, first of all, you have over automation, where you over automate everything. When you let AI handle everything, makes your company or your brand sounds kind of generic. I mean, you're gonna be just part of the noise. Then no ownership. Who really behind the words? Who really behind your brand? Who really behind whatever product or services that you're providing? If nobody is behind, well, this means that nobody cares. People cannot relate to some people that they don't care about what is offered, obviously. And also the disconnect. Customers feel they're talking to a machine. I mean, not a person. When I've been doing the business with the shipping companies, actually, that's exactly what I felt. I felt like they don't respect my time. I mean, you know, um, talking to a machine, just wasting your time there. It's kind of it's even insulting on some point. So, and I understand they wanted to cut cost, but they're losing customers with that. They're just losing customers. And one of the examples that also I could give you is that when AI, let's say you're gonna use AI to reply on LinkedIn, instantly when somebody didn't write it. Like people are not stupid. They will see that it's generated with AI. Would they respond to it? No, not really, not really. I mean, and you're just gonna lose the connection. I mean, it's just gonna be the generic agent, AI agent that is out there that nobody wants to connect with because there's nothing authentic about it. So the key lessons is that authenticity is lost when you outsource your voice. When you outsource your voice to AI, you lose the authenticity, that's for sure. So, how to build a brand that feels human? Well, first things first, you have to keep a human signature. Even if AI creates a portion of your work, you as a person add your perspective, your vision to it, your personality. Second is to show the face behind your brand. Whatever it could be within videos, stories, personal tone, it doesn't really matter, but you know, people need to see that behind the company, there's people actually that work and the people that also care about it, whatever they offer in services or goods. Use the third one is use AI as assistant, not identity. That's the big one. That's the big one, and I see it over and over again. People use AI as somebody that will will be the front of the company because they don't want to put themselves out there or some people out there. um Very bad idea, very bad idea. I mean, you should use AI as an assistant. It allows you to leverage a lot of things that if not took a lot of time. It lets speed up your work basically, but it's not here to replace your voice, because your voice is what's create authenticity, it's what's create personality, it's what creates the vision, the perspective. But AI is just there to kind of speed up things, to generate things that if not you want to be able to generate as fast as possible. It will take you much more time to create it, but AI is created faster. It could educate you also, but you are here to show to the world and to other people who you are and what you care about it. Then inject value. That's important one. Talk about what matters, not just what sells. And this one is it's almost nothing to do with AI. It's to do with what you care about, because if you care about certain things, there's a good chance that other people also care about certain things. When you're trying to just you know you know inject what really sells, so to speak, uh you lose your authenticity. And when you lose your authenticity, once the trend is over, or the fashionable product is also over, well, you lose the whole business basically. Because what sells right now, it sells right now, and a lot of companies can offer it. But if you trying to put out there what's really matters to you, that's another ball game. I mean, it's not about anymore about trends. Trends can fashionable things are here the next day they're not anymore, but you still in the business. You still offering value. You're still offering something that matters to you, and that's what creates a really good connections with your customers or your clients. As an example, a written newspaper that ends with a personal founder note, people connect to it, and I see it more and more. Uh, you know, Completely generated AI written newsletters or even magazines, virtual magazines that actually there's AI there, but you have a personal touch of the founder. you know it's not just AI generated. You see that the founder took the time to put something in there to kind of put his perspective, even if it was completely AI generated. So what's the practical framework for authenticity? Because I love to work with frameworks. It gives you kind of the basis or of what you should focus about when it comes to authenticity. So you need to you need to ask yourself four questions. One of them is, does this content sounds like me or just like AI? How it sounds. I mean, if it sounds like AI, well, I mean, nobody will care about it. If it sounds like me, even if it's completely imperfect, well, people will connect with it. The second question is, my brand or my image voice consistent across all channel? I mean, if you say one thing today and another thing tomorrow, I mean, you're gonna confuse everyone. Everyone will be confused about, okay, when do you stand? Are you about, ecology, or are you about, you know, I don't know, increasing the spending or increasing the beauty of some, I don't know, some architectural things. You need to be consistent within your message. That's for sure. I mean, because even today, we're not yet in an AI-based economy. If you're not consistent and you're offering services or product, well, I mean, nobody gonna do business with you. That's for sure. Third one, am I clear about who's behind the business? Clarity, the clarity. You need to be clear that who is behind your business and who cares about what you're offering, whether it's service or product. Then the fourth one, do I share not just results, but stories and struggles? It's all you see. One of the problems that I see a lot is that people try to create a fake persona, fake images of themselves. And at one on one hand, like on one, you could say on one perspective is that, yeah, I mean, some people will say, yeah, they're professionals, they know what they're doing. But on another level, you just don't create these connections, this human connection with other people, because it just they cannot connect with you because you're just too strange. You're too out there. I mean, you're not part of their reality. So that's why it's always important to whatever brand this is, whatever your image or not, is to have a good story, like authentic story, but also put in it the struggles and all the imperfections that you could have, because that's on that level people connect. But if it's everything is perfect, it's become generic. I mean, nobody will gonna care about it. So kind of this is my checklist. Sounds like me, consistent, clear, and you know, share your story basically. Share your story, your struggles, not just the results. Not just the results. Because I see more and more businesses, even on presentations, somebody will I heard about it, I think a couple of weeks ago, somebody asked that company, I will not say the name of the company, but they're pretty successful in the IT sector. They asked the question, well, did he had any struggles, becoming before becoming that successful, so to speak, that big? And the founder said, I don't remember what the founder said, but actually the founder kind of trying to not answering the question. He said, "Yeah, but we had some problems, some challenges, but right now we're amazing, we're excellent, we're the best of the best. We Yeah, well, could you talk about your struggles and about the fact that, in the first years you had no customers at all, and that founder, he just didn't want to answer that, because I knew that company, they they started in the 1990s somewhere, and my gosh, it took them 5 to 7 years to have even one client. 5 to 7 years, without any clients. Um, Hopefully they were only offering services, but 5 to 7 years to have like good client base. And the founder didn't want to talk about. They didn't want to talk about because the image that they want to reflect is that they are perfect, they're amazing, and obviously people didn't connect with them. This presentation was I think there was a part one to this presentation and the part two. On the second part, I think the second part two, a lot of the people that were in the audience, they kind of left because you know you're here to show up, but they're there to hear your story. They were there to hear your real, story, real things that happened to you, basically. So, so that's it for today. Um, I will put myself back in the middle. Just give me a second. Yeah, there we go. There we go. You see, even I am authentic with my messaging. I mean, I'm trying not to edit whatever I'm doing because I'm trying to be as authentic as possible here because it's all about authenticity. Um, if I am asking you to be authentic, I need to be authentic myself. So closing that, if I will recapitulate what we got through this is that AI can automate processes, but authenticity makes people stay. It's create connection. It's a psychological thing. You cannot go over it. Um, and you see, if your brand or your image isn't built by algorithm, it's built by the human heartbeat people can feel behind them. Again, psychology. It's all about, the feeling, the connection with people, and the fact that they need to understand, who they doing business with. So what makes a brand feel authentic to you? That is actually my question. So drop your thoughts in the comment section. Hopefully you learned something. Hopefully I open you the door to be even more authentic in the AI based economy. But actually, that's something that people kind of not talking about. I see a lot of videos, a lot of content about the hype around AI, about the technology itself and how technology is powerful. But what we're gonna see when we'll be in a real AI-based economy is this: the most important thing, the most important element is the human element. It's not the technology itself, because everyone will have the same technology. I mean, even today, you see all of those AI, that Gemini, ChatGPT, all of them, they kind of becoming more and more the same. I know there's some differentiation right now here and there. Some of them that you prefer more than others, but ultimately they will be kind of the same. The only thing that will differentiate you, basically, it's your authenticity, it's your humanity, and that's where people connect. People connect people to people. I mean, and that's actually what the economy is. It's the exchange of goods and services between humans, between people, not between machines. Machines could automate. Machines are just tools. AI is just a tool. It could automate. It could leverage a lot of what you're doing, but still, on a very fundamental level, you have to connect with people. It's not the machines that gonna connect with people. So on that, well, thanks for watching. I mean, if you have any comments, leave them in the comment section. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.